What's up, Internet? I'm Erin Hassansada. This is CBSN Minnesota's Morning Update. Happy Thanksgiving. Grab that coffee and let's get you up to speed on your news and weather for the day. All right, we're going to talk about this. We know, first a look at the weather. I'm so sorry. 38 around noon, and then it'll get up to 39. Maybe we could hit 40, so it'll be nice to get out and take a walk around. All right, now let's talk about this. We know things are different this year for a lot of families thanks to COVID-19. Plenty will still celebrate Thanksgiving with family, which means a big meal, turkey, stuffing, potatoes, and pie. But if you're not celebrating, we want to know, what are your plans? What are you eating? What are you watching on TV? Maybe football, maybe an old movie, some reruns, anything and everything. Just let us know what you're up to today. A rotisserie chicken, I shared that tip with you guys earlier this morning. Always a trusty fallback. So if you're watching on Facebook, leave a comment here. Let us know what you're up to today, and we'll get to some of those comments in just a moment. Minneapolis police say officers found a chaotic scene overnight as a man was shot and killed. This happened just before 3 a.m. in North Minneapolis on the 2700 block of DuPont Avenue. Police say the man, believed to be in his 20s, died at the scene. No one has been arrested at this point. It is the city's 77th homicide of the year. It has now been 6 months since the death of George Floyd, and some families living near where he died say that they no longer feel safe in their neighborhood. It was back in May when a former Minneapolis police officer used his knee to pin Floyd to the ground. Floyd died shortly after, and since then, a memorial has stood at the intersection of 38th and Chicago where the arrest happened. It's closed, and many visit that area to mourn. But some families who live nearby say crimes keep happening. They feel because criminals feel untouchable there. Neighbors also tell us that they've watched people throw things at officers who are helping protect paramedics, and they worry that help won't arrive if there is an emergency. A homeowner we spoke with asked not to be identified.
And the concern isn't like, oh, I hope that person's okay. That, I'm hearing people saying, like, why'd they let that police officer in? That's like their main concern. I feel like that's backwards.
The homeowner believes most people in the neighborhood want to see a permanent memorial for George Floyd there, but would also like the streets reopened. The city is still deciding what to do at that intersection. Well, in response to making the department more accountable, the Minneapolis Police Department will change the way that it executes warrants. Starting Monday, the city will restrict no-knock warrants, so that means officers will have to announce their presence before entering a home or business. On average, MPD carries out 139 no-knock warrants a year. They're often needed to preserve evidence in an investigation. The department says there will be exceptions where officers can enter without notice, things like hostage situations. Well, for the first time, the state is suing a Minnesota business for refusing to follow the new COVID-19 restrictions. Attorney General Keith Ellison says Plainview Wellness Center in southeastern Minnesota won't close, even after his office reached out to let the management know it is time to shut the doors. The gym owner declined to speak with us about his decision at this time. Well, the pandemic has brought to light the simple things that we have to be thankful for on a day like today. Things like having a meal on your table. And right now, 1 in 8 Minnesotans does not have that luxury. The state's nonprofits have been hard at work to bridge that hunger gap. Governor Tim Walz visited Second Harvest Heartland in Brooklyn Park as it partners with food banks around the state. Second Harvest CEO Allison O'Toole has seen the needs spike, she says. Her staff is in high gear, doing the work of what hundreds of volunteers did before COVID.
The Hunger Relief Network is strong here. There are hundreds of food shelves across the state who are problem solving and being innovative and creative every single day to make sure that people who need help can get help.
Governor Walz says he hopes that help is on the way. Talks continue on a relief package for small businesses, and Walz says he hopes both sides of the aisle can agree on a package next week. Thanksgiving will be another tough day for seniors living in long-term care facilities, and administrators are encouraging people to call any elderly people in your life, send them a note.
And what does that mean to you and to fellow residents? The phone calls, the letters, what does that mean?
Well, it means the world to us.
So sweet. Jim Hansen and his family will be having a conference call instead of a family dinner today. The Farmstead Presbyterian Home resident is on lockdown, as are many residents in that type of setting, but he says he's going to make the most of it. The staff getting creative with some in-house holiday celebrations you can see there, but because of COVID, the staff is also very sparse.
If there is a call that we would like to put out there, if there's a way that you want to work in senior living, you know, whether it be to help screening, help, you know, in our culinary or food departments, senior living is, you know, struggling with staffing like many other healthcare organizations.
And because of those struggles, Governor Walz announced that he is sending in the National Guard to help with those staffing shortages. Well, a couple in Texas felt kind of bad about canceling their Thanksgiving plans with family this year. After canceling, though, a couple in Texas sent this life-size cardboard cutouts of themselves to their families in both Texas and California. Missy and Barry Buchanan said big family gatherings just didn't feel safe this year. Their 3 older grandchildren, who you can see, now have fun posing with photos of Grandma and Grandpa with the cutout around the house, in their yard with the chickens right there. And their 3-year-old grandson, Noah, hugs the cutout, talks to it, and even likes to have it in his room at night when he's ready to go to sleep. So sweet. They also stay in touch through video chats. Maybe some of you are doing that today. And as many celebrate Thanksgiving at home, you might be tempted to share some table scraps with your pet. We all do it, but we wondered what's actually safe for them to eat. The Humane Society says that plain turkey is a go, but avoid the skin and spices. Cooked turkey bones are a choking hazard. Skip those, and garlic, onions, and chives can irritate the stomach. Grapes, raisins, nuts, also bad for your pet's health, so skip those too. All right, here's a look at what's open this Thanksgiving. For restaurants, if you're gonna order some takeout, Applebee's, Buffalo Wild Wings, Burger King, McDonald's, Papa John's, all open, just to name a few. And grocery stores, like some Cub, Hy-Vee, and Whole Foods locations, are open as well. As for retail, pretty much everything closed. Of course, online shopping will probably be big today, but Cabela's, Family Dollar, Dollar General, CVS, and most Walgreens are open. Their physical locations are open. Well, before you grab a plate full of food, are you planning to do some holiday decorating? More than a quarter of Americans say no. In a new survey, 27% say they put up their holiday decorations before Thanksgiving. 69% don't break out the lights and tree, all that good stuff, until after Turkey Day. And with so many of us staying home this year, 70% plan to focus on their indoor decor this holiday season. I have a little sad little Charlie Brown Christmas tree that's already up in my apartment. All right. The annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is about an hour away, and it will look different this year. Instead of the usual 2.5-mile route, the balloons and floats will only travel 1 block in front of the Macy's flagship store. A lot of performances pre-taped, no spectators, but it starts at 8 a.m. All right, back to today's talker. Even with the pandemic, still Thanksgiving, of course, and we asked you about your plans. Here's what you said on Facebook. Let's take a look here. Oh. There we go. All right, Judy, what you got? She said, I plan to do some FaceTime with family. That's going to be a common one today. Eat a smaller meal and go for a walk. It is supposed to be nice today. Okay, Annette says, spending it with my mom because we're spending the pandemic together, having turkey and all of the fixings. Lucky that they can be together. Cindy says, going to my parents' house, which is nearby. Brother and sis-in-law will be there, and we plan to mask up for parts of getting together. That makes a total of 5 for us, and that is all keeping in the guidelines. Yeah, a lot to think about and kind of balance this year. Okay, Katie says sort of a mini Thanksgiving with her hubby and hopefully a few Zooms with family and friends. Yeah, we're all a little tired of the Zoom calls, I know, but there's going to be so many of those today. And then Becky says, happy Thanksgiving to you too, Becky. And even though we're staying home and it's just the 2 of us, we're making a traditional turkey dinner. We're going to have leftovers for ages. I love a good turkey sandwich. Put some mustard, extra pepper on there. That's the good stuff. All right, that's your morning update from CBSN Minnesota, your only local streaming news source. Find us on any of your devices by downloading the CBS News app or go to WCCO.com. Until then, be nice to each other on the internet, eat lots of turkey. Happy Thanksgiving.